Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Hope that you're enjoying the CNSL. A very exciting match so far here. Dewalt making a round of 8, something pretty much unheard of for the non-Korean players. Tied up 1-1 against an extremely strong Protoss in Motive. Motive, of course, being down here on the right-hand side. I would say certainly still the favorite of the match. He did lose to the double proxy gate, but he just happened not to make a Zealot there. Not that the Zealot's just 100% going to save you, but you have almost no chance when you skip it. Dewalt here doesn't look like he's looking to do another build like that this game. It is a 2-player map, so there's always the possibility to do some sort of rush like this, but Dewalt's going to play a more standard game here, and we're going to see how that goes for him. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to ArtosisCasts. I've really enjoyed the CNSL, and I'm actually very excited that we're getting to the end now, right? The group stages have a lot of great games, and I love the variety of players that we get to watch. That's actually something I think that's incredibly underrated. It's great to watch the absolute best pros, and we watch them a lot, and a fair amount of really top-end pros are in CNSL. But I do like to see the up-and-coming guys, the guys that are right on the edge of being in ASL, and to see how they play. It kind of makes even future things like ASL much more interesting, because we can look back and be like, oh yes, we've been watching Motive games for months, and then he's going to be a ASL regular eventually, and we're going to know a lot about him and really be able to follow that journey as he tries to get to the top, right? But anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing. If you were not subscribed, which is about half of you that watch these videos each day, please go ahead and hit that subscription button. It is really appreciated. Leave a comment, leave a like. All this stuff helps that great old YouTube algorithm, as you guys already know. Yeah, I appreciate it. I want this channel to be like the thing that I always do for the rest of my life, honestly. Like, this is... It's important, I think, to keep Brood War alive, to have pro games casted regularly, and this is my attempt at that, so thank you guys. All right, so Motive scouting over at Dewalt. Nothing is out of the ordinary. Dewalt's making a Zealot. Motive over here, despite what occurred to him previously, not making a Zealot. He's not afraid. He doesn't care. Yeah, kind of funny about that, huh? It would be hard to do a pylon prison here, right? You could put one here and one here, but getting one up here is almost impossible, because if they see your probe coming in for that, you can just move a probe into that position, and you're just not going to be able to get out in time to make that pylon. And of course, Dewalt totally fine. It's kind of a funny thing, right? The pylon prisons that trap Dragoons to allow Zealot rushes to just crush. If you guys recall, several seasons ago in ASL, Tasteless and I casted a round of 8 match, I believe it was, Mini versus Best, where Best kept placing his gateways in places that were easy to pylon prison. Mini just killed him with them. It was really sad, actually. It was like watching a bad ladder match. Fun times. Everyone loses to everything in StarCraft sometimes. Anyways, we have 2 gates here for Motive with that quick range upgrade. It is a little bit quicker than Dewalt's, but probably not something too impactful. If you do end up going for something like the 3-gate play, you can utilize the high ground areas to get the containment. We did see a PvP like that already in this tournament. Both sides are going for 2 gates as opposed to 3, so a little bit of a different take. You know, you get those 2 gates up quickly. It takes a while for the 3rd gate to actually overwhelm the 2-gate player. Think about this, right? So you have to build both of the gateways, and obviously if you're going for 2, the second one is going to be quicker than the 3rd one. That's obvious. And then you're both producing out of that, but you have to count in the travel time. So like, let's say you have 3 gates and you add the additional Dragoon. By the time you get across the map, your opponent has 2 more anyway, so your 1 more doesn't do it. So you need at least 2 rounds, and it matters on map distance and exact timings of everything, but you need at least 2 rounds of Dragoons out of the 3-gate to have a chance to have more units than a 2-gate player. Okay, so these are funny things you have to think about when you're looking at these builds. And I don't know, I just think it's part of the beauty of StarCraft to try to figure out, like, oh, well, let's count in travel distance now. How many units are we actually going to have? How are we going to end up holding this? Very useful things to think about. Now, Dewalt has gone for 2-gate into Robo here. It's 4 goons against 4 goons and Zealot, so you just never win this as Motive. He does get in and try to do it, and, well, you never win this, but he did get a pick on a Dragoon. Unfortunately for him, he does lose a Dragoon as well. Dewalt completely unafraid at this point. He knows that Motive must micro away from him, so they trade 2 Dragoons. And the reason he had to microwave, of course, is the Zealot. The Zealot is more tanky than the Dragoons and has higher DPS against Dragoons than Dragoons have against a Zealot. So he's pretty scary if he actually gets on top of you, and you have to consider him in the battle, right? You can... Ooh, I'm surprised he didn't turn and take a couple shots there. Yeah, see? They're pretty strong. Now, Motive continuing to come forward. 2 of these Dragoons are super low, so he should dive and get this one. Does end up losing a couple as well. It feels like Motive has just slightly out-micro Dewalt, but he is down a few probes. Looking back at his base, it is 2-gate Reaver, and we are going to have Reaver coming up from Dewalt also. Kind of interesting to see 2 Zealots being made. I guess that's just what fit into his build order. The 2 Zealots will be useful, though. I mean, you see how useful this Zealot's been. It's actually finished off 2 Dragoons this game, and it's tanked a huge amount of damage. So now the 4 goons coming up against 3 and a Zealot. That is winnable for these Dragoons with good micro. Tries to micro back there, loses 1 of the goons. Gonna have to run away now. It's kind of crazy to watch players do this. And the thing is, like, there's a lot of micro in goon versus goon. So you can actually look at it and be like, well, it's the same amount of goons, but he has a Zealot. I'm gonna attack because I'm better micro. That can work. That can work, but of course it can backfire as well. If your opponent is just as good micro-wise as you, and they have that extra Zealot, you're going to be in trouble. But if you're better micro-wise, suddenly you're gaining a big advantage because they made a unit that you didn't even have to, and you can still go in and trade. So anyways, right now, within 2 probes of each other, the Observer scouting out Dewalt, seeing what he's up to. Motive sending a Reaver out to the front. Looks like he's just going to put a pylon up here to watch for any shenanigans in the back. Don't forget, we do have some tricky plays that can occur. Dewalt making his own Observer at the moment, has his Shuttle and Reaver. This looks to me like a game that's just going to naturally go into expansions, and I'm honestly not sure which way it'll go. It's extremely close right now. Nexus gets started, and we should see the Nexus started from Dewalt here as well. There it is. So, like, this is about as mirrored as it gets. They're within 1 probe of each other. The Reaver's being made on both sides. Motive has shown that he wants to stay pretty aggressive, and he is coming across against 7 Dragoons, 2 Zealots, and a Reaver. What do we have here? Well, 3 Dragoons in the main because he doesn't have much intel. He does have the same 7 Dragoons. He's down 1 Zealot, but he has that defender's advantage. And unfortunately, 3 goons in the main, so he has to run those out ASAP. This is maybe a huge moment for Motive in this game, since Dewalt is defending so heavily. And he gets in there, he loses his Shuttle, and he will lose the Reaver as well. But both sides without a Reaver, more units here for Motive. Still has that Zealot also for tanking extra damage. Oh man, the Dragoons bump into each other, and he loses an extra going down the ramp. The probes come out to fight, but it seems like Motive's execution and his decisive plays here are going to reign supreme as 3 Dragoons were out of position for Dewalt. You can see how just absolutely unforgiving Protoss versus Protoss can be from time to time. A Reaver comes out to try to save the day, but even if it saves Dewalt for now, he lost 11 probes. He's down 11 probes now after this attack. A beautiful attack from Motive. Man, that one hurts very badly. You know, you think you're doing the right thing by defending a Reaver drop and having Dragoons in your main base, but maybe that faster Observer from Motive gave him a bit more intel. He was able to check out what was going on a little bit more, and was able to hit that very nice attack, right? They both went for Observer, Shuttle, and Reaver as their first 3 units out of the Robo, but it was Shuttle first, I believe, for Dewalt, or Reaver first. And the Observer was last, whereas Observer was first for Motive. He got that intel. He knew what was going on, and he's the one that striked first, right? So, looking like he should be able to lean on Dewalt from here. Now, Dewalt is not necessarily dead. He has his own Reavers. He's making a Shuttle right now. He doesn't have the Shuttle yet, so there is maybe a little window where this Reaver can do damage. And in fact, look at this time. Last time he had units in the main base. This time he does not. Painful. He's already down in probes as well. Gets a hit there, kills 2 probes. Going after more. Ooh, Dud's out. And he will fly out of there. He is getting shuttle speed. Oh, my God. And Motive actually jumps in the front. Almost missed that. Picks off a single Reaver. The other one does get saved there from Dewalt. Backs up with his Dragoons. Goes back in with the shuttle, though. That was the play right there. Dewalt very quick on his reaction, losing one probe, and I think that's going to be it. He should get out of here at this point. Too many Dragoons coming for that shuttle, and shuttle speed just about to finish as he gets off screen. So now even more potential. Once again, coming in with an attack as the Dragoons go into the main base to fend off the Reaver. The shuttle speed is done. Let's see what Motive wants to do with this. Looks like he might go home to pick up another Reaver. There is one waiting at his natural. By the way, 45 probes to 27. Not even close. Not even close this game, unfortunately. We're up to 4 gates plus the Robo. 6 gates. Remember, I was talking about that previously. This is what you can hold on to with the mid-40s probes on 2 base. Beautifully executed from Motive. He's gotten into this position in a wonderful way, right? Like, he has kept the pressure on the entire game. I don't think he's ever felt endangered. Now Dewalt is going across the map. You can't blame him for trying to make a move like this. He knows he's in trouble. But we're actually closer to his base with Motive's army, right? So Motive is going to hit just slightly first. It's very, very close, though. And he has more gateways, so he should be able to just make more units. Now, a nice pylon wall to try to slow things down. We'll see if that works out. Probes being drilled up here to try to help. And look at that. Sacrifices his Reaver here. But, oh, my God, that is a huge hit upon the probes. Can Dewalt hold on? Hold on here. Maybe. The pylon wall is buying time, but he drops Reavers into the main, so it looks like that is going to be super, super strong. Dewalt's attack into his opponent's main, though, definitely doing some work. I feel like he should bring the Reaver in here as well. It's so hard to decide what to micro. Which front are you going to be looking at? Both of them destroyed as far as economy goes. We are going to have a ton of units popping out of these gateways, though, and he needs as much firepower as is humanly possible. Trying to hit some of these probes, but they're in a line, so that Scarab definitely going to dud. The Reaver dies as it pops out on Dewalt's side. And we're down to probably a real building trade at this point. Like, they're actually going to kill each other. Who is going to lose everything first, I guess, is the question that we're going to ask. It seems like we just have a bit more firepower from Motive. There are probes out on the map. You can see Motive spreading probes a little bit. He has 194 minerals. So he can make 1 pylon and some more scarabs still. Gonna come back with his double Reavers, looking to get some damage. The probes trying to get away here. Dewalt wants to kill off every probe he possibly can. He's kind of hoping against hope that he can win this base race. But it seems like the control here is on Motive's side with that speed shuttle. He's getting some huge hits here and bringing back his Dragoons. Even if you kill these, yeah, Dewalt with just nothing left over. That was a good attempt at a comeback from Dewalt, I have to say. But GG, Motive takes game number 3 in the league. So we're going into game 4. Motive leads 2-1 in this best of 5. If he wins this game, it is over. Motive here in the top left. Down in the bottom left, we have Dewalt. It is a 4-player map, and oh my God, Motive going to cheese. I mean, this is most likely going to be double proxy gate in the center, right? Double center gateways. Zealot Rush. We saw this from Dewalt a couple of maps ago on Neo Sylphid, a 3-player map, kind of a bigger map here to try this as Motive, and he did send the probe a little bit earlier as well. And oh my God, is he doing a 2/3 proxy? I believe he is, guys. Oh my God, this is crazy. That almost looked like an Overlord check. What is going on here? I'm slightly confused why he went down to this location. Okay, so there's a build you can do where on a 4-player map you just proxy gates in between 2 mains. So like I thought he was going to go down here, and we just call it the 2/3 proxy because 2/3 of the time it's incredibly powerful, and the other third you just lose. Okay? Because the gates are so far away from your opponent, it just doesn't even make sense. It's just a total gamble all in. But here he does bring it back to the center, makes 2 gateways. Dewalt with the single gate, Now, we're going to see if Dewalt starts a Zealot or not, because obviously we saw something that looked very similar to this on Sylphid from Dewalt. In fact, it looked exactly the same, but Motive had not made, you know, a Zealot, so he just kind of died instantly. Now, Dewalt is going cross-spawn scout again. He did this previously. He's going to see this, and he is going to probably add a second gateway. Yeah, see how he adds a second gateway? He canceled his gas as well. This looks good for Dewalt. Honestly, this looks good for Dewalt right now. He has to be very careful and hold his ramp. It is a reverse ramp, so it's a little bit harder to hold. The tiles are generally screwed up here a little bit as to which ones are high and which ones are low ground. A lot of the newer maps have done a better job of that than some of the older maps, where you would literally have high ground tiles at the bottom, where you would miss shots from the top attacking the bottom. I think Retro probably has that fixed. I'll let you know if I notice anything off there. He makes a shield battery. The shield battery is kind of far from the ramp, which is going to make the hold a little bit harder, I'd say. Pylon going up here for Motive. He does have a probe in the base, so what he's doing here is giving himself vision of exactly what it looks like up the ramp without having to poke. But then also, he might throw down a shield battery. And that could be very difficult to deal with. Now, the shield battery has already healed these Zealots one time. So far, Dewalt is doing well. I'm going to go ahead and just switch the colors here so it's a little bit easier to see. Red versus blue. Red being Dewalt. So red, our defender with these Zealots. Trying to keep a full vision here of what's going on, but they are very small units as well. You can see the healing going on from Dewalt. Shield battery goes down from Motive. Motive continuing to run away. He's taking a lot of damage here. The Zealot count is very, very even. He targets this one, but does not kill it. A lot of extra hits going down as well. I think Dewalt's going to be able to hold this. Another shield battery gets started here for Motive. He even sent a secondary probe, I believe. And now with 2 shield batteries, maybe that can make a difference, but he's lost a couple Zealots. That's a big deal. Continues to run around with them. A pylon goes down here, which is kind of crazy. The shield battery doing its stuff healing, but it seems like Dewalt is doing a fantastic job with the hold. You know, these pylons can make really interesting micro areas, by the way, where only Zealots can only go through one at a time, so definitely can be helpful. Some good healing going on from Dewalt. Motive gets a solid kill there. He does have the 2 probes, which do help out a lot. They can help you kill the other units more quickly. They do have a bit more range as well. They also screw up AI because you don't auto-attack in those. Now, the 3 shield batteries that Motive has right now, we're going to see if that's going to be enough to hold. Is he going to be able to kill off these Zealots of his opponents? Oh, a lot of surface area in this one. This one's definitely going to go down. No, he does get the heal, pulls it back. Motive with the triple shield battery, trying to pull an upset here against more Zealots than he has. And we're down to 4 against 3. 3 against 2 now. Dewalt healing up some of his own. 2 more coming up the ramp. 2 more Zealots are about to pop out as well. Oh my god, is Motive going to be able to break through? He's suddenly got the advantage for the first time since the very beginning of the rush. Now it's 3 against 1. 2 more are out. They come over, but the shield battery's doing a great job of keeping the health high. He's trying to target the shield batteries now. If you played StarCraft 2, you'd know more about targeting shield batteries, I tell you. But Dewalt going for his own 3rd shield battery. Still trying to hold on here. All right, Dewalt with that Zealot line. Oh my god, we have good surface area from Motive. I can't even believe what we're looking at right now. Just totally craziness. Motive trying to deal that extra damage to the Zealots, healing his shield batteries, and keeping such a good position. If you kill a gateway, the game generally ends. So it's going to be a gateway trade for a shield battery. This is better for Motive. I can't believe this. Dewalt was up like 2 Zealots at one point. But suddenly he's going to lose a gate, which means he will never catch up on that Zealot count again until these gates finish and he gets 2 Zealots out of them. That's like his only chance, is to hold on until then. But now Motive putting the damage down onto this gateway as well. By the way, Motive only has 9 probes this entire time, so if Dewalt holds, the game is basically done. He brings more of his own probes to try to help fight here. This Zealot getting absolutely mangled by 4 Zealots at the bottom. He's trying to slow everything down by healing it over and over, but now his Zealot count is significantly lower. And, I mean, this has got to be it, guys. Like, there's nothing left here for Dewalt. He's got the 2 gates trying to produce, but look at how many... We have 9 Zealots in his base right now. 9. Even if you're popping out 3 Zealots at a time, that's taking far too long. And you can see, yeah, gets this round there. The probe's absolutely not helping him out whatsoever. The probes start to fall, and it looks like so will fall Dewalt's chances of moving to the round of 8. This is match point for Motive. He chooses the most all-in maneuver he ever could, sending one of his very first probes to the center to make gateways. It gets scouted. Dewalt seems to have the advantage, and the execution of Motive is just a step up, unfortunately, for Dewalt. Dewalt, this is his final attempt to hold, and it is just not going to work out. GG. Motive to the round of 4.